Greetings, science explorers, and welcome back to our channel. In this video, we are going to expose the 5 worst foods that act as fertilizer for cancer cells and reveal the secret strategy to literally starve them to death. Put down the fork and listen to this, because these ticking time bombs are in your pantry. Comment the word Koiman below right now to join our mission of survival today. The first silent assassin is hiding in your pantry right now. We are talking about aflatoxins, which are invisible to the eye. This mold loves to colonize corn and peanuts and pistachios today. It is classified as a Group 1 carcinogen for very good reason. Your liver is the primary filter for everything you consume now. Ingesting these toxins forces your liver to handle red-hot coals. The liver burns itself trying to throw this deadly coal away. Repeated exposure creates a chronic wound in the liver DNA itself. Researchers found a direct link to cancer in humid world regions. You do not have to ban nuts, but be the gatekeeper. Check the source and avoid bulk bins with no humidity control. If a nut tastes stale, spit it out immediately right now. Now we must look at the primary fuel for the enemy. To defeat cancer, you must understand exactly how it eats today. A healthy cell is efficient and runs like a hybrid car. It uses oxygen and fuel to create energy with little waste. But a cancer cell is a gas guzzler that rejects oxygen. It ferments sugar in a process known as the Warburg effect. Refined sugars and high glycemic carbs create a blood tidal wave. Cancer cells have significantly more insulin receptors than healthy tissue does. They are literally built to grab sugar out of your blood. But the sugar itself is only half of the biological problem. The real danger is the messenger insulin that we send out. Insulin is a storage hormone, but it is also a growth signal. It screams at your cells to grow and divide and store. Imagine your bloodstream is a garden hose filled with water today. When you flood it with sugar, your pancreas panics and pumps. In a body constantly flooded, the biological signal gets jammed now. This is insulin resistance, which is like kinking the garden hose. The pressure builds up because the message is not getting through. Your body pumps even more insulin and creates a dangerous cocktail. You have given the enemy both the gas and the light. High insulin levels are strongly linked to breast and colon cancers. You are effectively keeping your body in a permanent state of construction. There is never any time to rest or repair or clean. This allows the cancer cells to flourish in a messy environment. Let us move to the deli counter to see another threat. There is a massive difference between steak and a slice of bologna. Processed meats like bacon and deli ham are biochemically worlds apart. The issue is not just fat, but the dangerous preservation method. Manufacturers add nitrates and nitrites to keep meat looking pink now. Inside your gut, these chemicals convert into potent nitrosamine compounds today. Think of nitrosamines like a Trojan horse entering your delicate system. They enter disguised as food, then release chaos in the gut. They are potent mutagens that directly damage the colon lining now. Eating just 50 grams daily increases colorectal cancer risk significantly today. That is less than 2 slices of bacon for your morning breakfast. But how you cook the meat adds another layer of danger. Charring meat on a grill until black creates heterocyclic amine toxins. Imagine trying to build a house using a blueprint covered in ink. You cannot read the instructions, so you build a wall wrong. That is what Nung toxins do to your cellular DNA replication. If you eat meat, swap processed stuff for fresh, lean cuts. Marinate them with rosemary and thyme to create a protective barrier. Your cells are wrapped in a membrane built from fats you eat. It needs to be flexible and intelligent to function very well. If you use industrial vegetable oils, the cell integrity fails fast. Corn oil and soybean oil are highly reactive to oxygen today. They set off a chain reaction of oxidation inside your body. Think of this oxidation like rust on a car slowing you. This biological rust triggers a permanent inflammatory response in your tissue. Chronic inflammation is like a SWAT team shooting at shadows daily. It damages healthy tissue and creates soil for cancer seeds now. Our ancestors had a perfect ratio of fats, but we do not. We are drowning in inflammatory signals that favor the enemy growth. Swap industrial oils for stable allies like olive and avocado oil. The problem with industrial vegetable oils is not just the fat itself. We are talking about soybean and corn and sunflower oils in your food. These are highly unstable industrial fats that react violently to oxygen today now. When heated, they set off a massive chain reaction of internal oxidation inside. Think of this oxidation like biological rust, slowly corroding your delicate internal systems. This biological rust triggers your immune system to send out a permanent alert. Chronic inflammation is like having a SWAT team permanently stationed in your home. They are shooting at shadows and damaging your nearby healthy tissue every single day. Our ancestors ate a balanced ratio of fats, but we are now drowning. Modern diets have 20 times more inflammatory signals than our bodies can handle. This constant state of inflammation is the soil where cancer seeds finally grow. If you find this breakdown of your internal biology helpful right now today, please comment the number 1 below so we can continue this path together. The fix is to change the oil and soothe the internal fire now. Olive oil and avocado oil are stable allies that contain powerful protective polyphenols. Omega-3 fats from fatty fish act like fire extinguishers for your immune system. They tell the SWAT team to stand down and resolve the chronic damage. Now we must look at the food people defend the most today. Alcohol is not a harmless social lubricant, but a toxic biological solvent today. When you drink, your liver converts ethanol into a substance called acetaldehyde now. Acetaldehyde is a group 1 carcinogen that acts like a violent physical solvent. Imagine you have a security guard protecting your delicate DNA strands from harm. Alcohol knocks that security guard unconscious and sends the repair crews home now. It interferes with your body's ability to fix broken DNA strands every day. Furthermore, alcohol acts as a chemical solvent for many other dangerous environmental toxins. It damages the lining of your mouth and throat, making tissues more permeable. It effectively unlocks the door and holds it open for other carcinogens now. The more you drink, the higher the risk for several specific cancer types. In women, alcohol can even artificially spike estrogen levels to fuel some tumors. Cutting alcohol is the easiest lever to pull to immediately lower your load. Everything we have discussed so far represents the enemy supply lines in biology. We have identified glucose spikes and insulin growth signals and inflammatory seed oils. We have seen how chemical mutagens and toxic solvents damage your genetic blueprints. But knowing the enemy is only the first step in this tactical defense. Now we must learn how to go on the offensive and win. We need to activate a secret internal program to clean the house. To starve the enemy, we must activate a process known as autophagy now. Autophagy literally means self-eating, but it is a beautiful biological process today. It is your body's internal recycling program designed for total cellular renewal now. When you are constantly grazing from morning until midnight, your body builds cells. You are in permanent growth mode, and the body never cleans the mess. This is the state where damaged proteins and mutated machinery start to pile. But when you stop eating for a period of time, you flip. Intermittent fasting is the switch that changes your body's entire biological priority now. The body realizes no new energy is coming in through the front door. It says we need to be efficient and find broken parts to melt. Autophagy is the internal janitorial staff that finds the dangerous junk proteins now. It identifies precancerous cells that are not functioning correctly and recycles them today. This cleanup crew cannot work if your insulin levels remain very high now. You cannot trigger this healing process if you snack on sugar every hour. The janitorial staff only comes in when the growth signal finally falls silent. By compressing your eating window, you allow the cleanup to finally begin today. Give your body 14 or 16 hours of rest to recover its integrity. This is the ultimate strategy for metabolic health and long-term survival now. The janitorial staff melts down the old machinery to create brand new energy. They find the viruses and the bacteria hiding in the dark corners today. Everything is recycled into pristine materials to rebuild your healthy tissues right now. When you fast, you are not starving, but you are actively repairing cells. You are moving from a state of chaos to a state of order. This internal house cleaning is the most powerful weapon you possess today, now. Intermittent fasting is a tactical maneuver to isolate the enemy supply lines today. By lowering insulin, you are removing the green light for rapid cancer growth. You are creating an environment that is hostile to the gas-guzzling cells. Your healthy cells thrive in this clean state while the enemy starts starving. This is not a diet, but a restoration of your ancient biological heritage. Now we must look at the tools that strengthen your internal ground. To ensure you receive these life-saving tactical updates, please subscribe to Senior Max 1. By joining us, you help spread this vital medical knowledge to everyone, everywhere. The next tool in your defense is fiber, which is the ultimate antidote. Fiber acts as a physical barrier in your gut to slow sugar absorption. It flattens the glucose spike and escorts toxins out of your body now. It feeds the good bacteria that fight inflammation and protect your delicate lining. Then you must metabolically isolate the cancer cells by changing your internal fuel. Cancer cells are inflexible, and they absolutely depend on a supply of sugar. Healthy cells are flexible and can run on healthy fats and clean ketones. By lowering your carbohydrate intake, you are starving the enemy of its gas. You are changing the terrain of your body to favor the healthy cells. The power to control this terrain is in your hands right now today. We often feel helpless when we hear the word cancer in our lives. It feels like a lightning strike that we cannot possibly control or avoid. But the science shows us that we are more like internal gardeners today. We cannot control the weather, but we can control the soil we have. We can choose not to water the weeds with sugar and insulin signals. We can choose not to poison the ground with processed oils now. Every single meal is a signal that you send to your cells today. You are either signaling health and repair or you are signaling growth chaos. The choice happens 3 times a day at the end of your fork. Start simple by checking your nuts for freshness and swapping the deli meat. Stop eating 3 hours before bed to allow the janitorial staff in now. These are tactical maneuvers in the defense of your own precious life. We must now move from understanding theory into actual practice today. Every single day, you act as the gardener of your internal biology. You decide which seeds get the water and which weeds starve now. By controlling your insulin, you are effectively cutting off the fuel source. By choosing stable fats, you are rebuilding the strong walls of cells. Please comment the words MAX1 if this breakdown is useful now. Remember the 5 enemies that act as fertilizer for the enemy today. Aflatoxins hide in stale nuts, so you must check for freshness always. Refined sugar and high glycemic carbs are the primary gas sources now. Processed meats and charred surfaces bring the chemical Trojan horses inside. Inflammatory seed oils act like biological rust on your internal gears today. Alcohol acts as a chemical solvent that knocks the DNA guards unconscious. You have the tactical maneuvers to defend your precious internal life now. Swap the processed deli meats for real pieces of clean chicken today. Marinate your steaks with herbs to create a strong protective barrier now. Lower your carbohydrate intake to metabolically isolate any mutated cells today. Stop eating 3 hours before your bed to allow the cleaning now. This allows the janitorial staff to find and recycle the trash today. The power to change your metabolic terrain is in your hands today. Cancer cells are inflexible, and they absolutely depend on sugar fuel now. Healthy cells are flexible and can run on clean, healthy fats today. You are changing the soil to favor the growth of life now. You are choosing stability and repair over the chaos of growth today. Every single meal is a signal that you send to your cells. The journey to health is not a sprint, but a long march. You are now equipped with the secrets of deep metabolic health now. The choice to change your destiny happens at the end of fork. Be the gatekeeper of your own body and guard the internal gates. The biological signals you send determine the quality of your life today. Stay proactive and stay educated to protect your own precious health now. We have explored the deep biochemistry of nutrition and cellular health today. This knowledge is your tactical blueprint for a much longer life now. Small changes like checking your nuts for mold make a difference today. Choosing olive oil over soybean oil resolves the internal chronic fire now. Combining these habits creates a fortress that protects your genetic code today. The secret strategy is simply allowing your body to repair itself now. Every meal is a tactical maneuver in the defense of your life. We must stop watering the weeds of inflammation and growth chaos today. Choose to give your soil a rest through fasting and repair now. You are no longer a victim of bad luck or random lightning. You are the proactive gardener of your own cellular destiny right now. The power to heal is already inside your very own body today. These insights are for your reference and for education purposes today, now. They do not replace the advice of a licensed medical expert today. If you have specific health problems, you must visit a hospital now. Our channel is a place for reference and not for diagnosis today. Always follow the professional advice of your own personal doctor now today. The science of biology is a partnership with your medical team now. Thank you for accompanying us through this deep dive into biology today. Please comment sukoy de kwksong kwchungta totdepon. Share your own thoughts on your current health in comments below today. By sharing your journey, you help this information reach more people now. Every step toward health is a victory for your precious life today. Stay vigilant and keep learning about how your body truly works now.